Hi, welcome to the summer vlog. Well, there is not going to be anything in particular summer related here, but it's so hot outside. It's 27 degrees today. The summer part is that I'm trying to spend as much time as I can on the first floor because it's chilly here, as much as it can be when it's so hot outside. I'd like to share a couple of life updates. If you watched my video about self-discipline challenge I'm going through this particular month, you know that I have taken several vows and asceses. One of the asceses was to refrain from watching YouTube videos, Instagram, movies, and TV shows, unless it's something for educational purposes. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it in the vlogs before, but we do have PS5. And I do love to play games. Sometimes I have a huge wish list, and some of the games I've purchased previously on Black Friday and haven't played all of them. I think that when I was growing up, games were the worst that could happen to a person or to a child, because my mom wasn't loving the fact that I was playing video games. But nowadays, I think that short form videos is much worse. I haven't been playing games for a while now because I was so into watching videos, shows, movies, and all of that. And I was hoping that I would get back to the backlog of the games I have. And that is what started to happen. The one I had on my wish list, and it's so good. It's interesting because one of the values I took this challenge for was joy. And most of the time, I'm not sure that things like movies and all of that really bring me joy. But the game I started to play, it made me so excited. It's James Bond, The First Light. Such a wonderful game, so picturesque and adventurous. And I caught myself smiling so many times and actually feeling joy and excitement. This is so uncommon for me personally. Unfortunately, it's not too long, but it's fine because I'd rather play a shorter game and get the emotions out of it than play a longer game and just grind for no reason. After finishing this one, I started the Pacific Drive. It's different than anything that I've played before. You drive a car your entire game. You have to gather parts in this sci-fi universe where things happen. But my favorite part in here is customizing car. It takes me back to my school years and the era of Need for Speed Underground. I just loved customizing cars in there. So that's what I'm doing right now when I'm done with my to-do list for the day. One of the vows I took for the month was jump roping. I've mentioned in that self-discipline video that it's something that takes me back to childhood. Couple of notes if you do plan to start jump roping. I recommend picking up some rhythmic music that motivates you and energizes you. I feel it is much easier to get in jumping pace. And also my vow was that I jump 10 minutes a day, and in order to achieve it, I set timer for 12 minutes because I'm not actually jumping for 10 minutes straight. If anyone can do that, good for you, you're cool, you're amazing. I'm not there, and I'm not even sure I ever will be. The biggest number of jumps I hit in a row was 100, and I think that afterwards it felt like I reached some goal I didn't even know I had, and it feels like I lost my mojo. I cannot get more than that. I cannot even get back to 100. And for some reason, when I start to focus on technique, which is I think important for jump roping, not to get wobbly. The moment I start focusing on technique, I start to fail for some reason. It's pretty random at this point, and it's not about quality. It's more about practicing just do it muscle. So I'm just doing it no matter how good, just do it. There's a thing I wanted to talk for a while now, and that is my vitamins and supplements. I think that there's a healthy lifestyle craze nowadays, and vitamins and supplements industry is definitely one of its representations. I feel like this whole industry sells you an idea of a long, healthy life, and I'm happily manipulated. I'm a crazy supplement person, and I want to share my supplements with you. If you're also into any of that, give me your thoughts, share your ideas about that. I'm still finding the ways to justify taking all of them. To start off, I'm in a search of a perfect vegetable smoothie. If you watched my last video about vows and esquisses and my 30-day discipline challenge, one of my esquisses was to eat nothing for dinner but a smoothie, a vegetable one with protein. This is something I've been experimenting with for the last month and I'm still getting there. I'm gonna start with all the supplements that I'm adding into the smoothie. This egg white protein. I have my fair deal of fails with proteins because I've been trying different powders over the years. None of them actually work for me. This one was the first. Probably because it's egg white protein. Honestly, I had no idea that a thing like that existed before I actually saw it on iHerb. I just decided to try it and this is my favorite protein so far. Unfortunately, it's almost over. I will be reordering it from iHerb again. However, I needed something intermittent because it takes some time to get delivered. That is why I went through whatever was available on Amazon and decided to try this protein. Tried it only once so far, but not loving it. It is marketed as perfect for baking and cooking. It says nothing about smoothies. The texture is not as thick as the one of the protein I tried before. I think it kind of still does the job of keeping you full. I will not be reordering it though. Then all the other stuff that goes into smoothie. One of them is maca root. This is one of the weirdest things I've ever tried because it's spicy. It is one of the superfoods, whatever it is. It works fine if you just add a pinch to whatever you're doing. But if you're overdoing it, it's just gonna be very spicy. I'm not loving it. I'm not denying that it might be good for me to some extent, but I will not be reordering it. Chlorella. I think it's also one of those superfoods. And it's kind of tasteless. It feels fine in the smoothie. However, I'm also taking spirulina as part of my morning vitamins. But the way I understand it, they're kind of the same, right? Aren't they both some kind of seaweed? I just figured that one of them is enough. So when I'm done, I won't be reordering this. Moringa. Even though there's a Ziploc, it doesn't work really well, so I have to close it additionally. Not a fan of it. Again, probably super useful for you and all the good stuff, but I'm a proponent of not pushing yourself into something you don't like, even if it's good for you. It has a pretty weird taste. No for me. The last thing from my smoothie collection is flaxseed. I love those, and this is something I will probably be reordering. Out of all previously mentioned things, this is something I know from the old times. Flaxseed is something that Ukrainian grannies used to take for good skin and all that stuff. This is something I know people have been using before it has become one of the superfoods. I like the taste and the texture of the flaxseed, so yes. Keeping those in my diet for the future. Vitamins. First of all, I've been using this vitamins organizer for some time now. Here are the compartments and they also have the weekdays on it. I've been choosing a vitamin organizer for a while. I think this is my favorite out of those that I saw. The only problem for me is that I'm taking too many vitamins right now, so they don't all fit into the compartment. If you do plan to get yourself a vitamin organizer, just take into account how many you're actually taking before moving forward to my morning vitamins. I do have a couple of actual fail stories with those. Like the recent one, I started to take a vitamin B12. The last time I had my blood checked, the doctor just told me you should be taking vitamin B12. And there was no mentioning of a dosage or whatever. But you know, when someone tells me you could take something to improve your quality of life, I just go ahead and try experimenting on myself. What happened is that what I didn't know, and maybe if you consider taking vitamin B12, you should take into account, is that you can get the worst acne in your life from that vitamin. I'm not sure if it's by itself or it's overdosage, but if you do take them and you start having acne, just know that it might be the reason. Even in my adolescence, acne wasn't an issue for me, but I've been taking vitamin B12 for a couple of months. It was the worst acne of my life. In addition, if you're regularly drinking plant-based milk, they're also adding vitamin B12 there. I didn't know that before I started to investigate whatever was going on my face. After I cut it, my skin looks so much better. Another thing that didn't stick, that was collagen. I'm not sure what exactly was the culprit, but I also started to get acne from collagen. Maybe the particular type didn't fit me, but just be careful with some of the supplements. I feel like all those self-experiments may backfire. Vitamin D3. This is one of the vitamins that was actually prescribed to me by a doctor. There was a period in my life when I felt depressed, getting to the level of clinical depression. The doctor told me to go check my vitamin D3 levels, and they were extremely low. The first thing I was told to do is to start taking it, and it improved the situation drastically. If you have mood issues, maybe it's about deficit vitamin D3. Not necessarily, but this is one of the things to check. This happened a couple of years ago, and since then, some things come and go. Vitamin D3 has been with me for 5 or 6 years already. Magnesium glycinate. It's important to mention glycinate because there are different forms of magnesium, and I think glycinate is the most widespread one. This is a thing that Ukrainians take regularly nowadays because of the war. Magnesium is known to support your nervous system. I don't currently live in Ukraine, but I still take magnesium as a way to cope with life. I think it's recommended to take it before you go to sleep, but I still take it in the morning and it's fine. Omega-3 fish oil. I think if you don't eat fish on a regular basis, you need to get omega-3 from the supplements. I don't eat it regularly, and I do take the supplement. Glucosamine and all the other good stuff. This is my latest experiment because if you've been watching my vlogs, I've been whining about my backache forever now. There were a couple of months where I used to have pretty nasty back spasms, and I committed to improving the situation. So I started to take these, and I've been for a couple of weeks now. You know, it's a bit hard to say what exactly has been helping me. I've been more regular with physical activity recently and taking these as well, and my back feels absolutely amazing. I think it's a complex of efforts. And 2 last things I want to show together because for me, it's kind of the same stuff because I have no idea what they're doing. It's NMN and inositol. I'm very suggestible in terms of healthy lifestyle. And I remember watching a video about a woman who biohacked herself. Her biological age was lower than her actual age. And I was so impressed by whatever was happening that I just added some of the supplements she was taking to my regime as well. I'm easily sellable on all of that. Yes. Also, not sure how many people will relate to that. I'm the person who's never had a one doctor to go to. Over my entire life, I've been changing doctors back in Kiev. When we moved here, I don't have a family doctor. And I've been changing dentists, dental hygienists for my entire life. And I'm envious of people who have been going to the same doctor for their entire lives. Not sure if you exist out there, but I can imagine such people being real. Anyways, back in Edmonton, I found my perfect dental hygienist, Rita. She's amazing. While leaving Edmonton, there were several professionals I was missing already, and one of them was my dental hygienist. So when we came to Calgary, I was due to dental cleaning in July, and I was procrastinating a little bit because, you know, going to a new dental office, you have to fill in the forms, you have to meet new people. It's getting tiresome for me to go through all of that. I really want to have some stability in terms of doctors. I got my dental cleaning and I don't know if it's the same for you. Obviously, it's not the most pleasant procedure in the world, but after getting my dental cleaning, every time I feel so accomplished. This entire day just feels like I've achieved something big and important, and I have control over my life. Gosh, it's just a cleaning, girl. Calm down. Anyways, let me know if you feel about dental cleanings the same way. I'm going to end the vlog here. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you'd like to. Bye.